Guys, this is the first quarterfinal of Masters of Arena 6. Just a fast reminder, DauT made it there through the qualifiers. He didn't struggle really in the qualifiers. I think he beat their Derp, Big Don Beppis and Repart in the third round. And in the round of 16 in the main event, he beat BacT 3-0. So DauT so far didn't lose a single game. He's playing really well. And also his drafts are quite good there. Villese, on the other hand, started as a seed 1 for the tournament, therefore he was already invited into round of 16 of the main event, and there he eliminated Stefan. Very good games. He won 3-1 versus Stefan. High level performance, and for me he became one of the favorites, one of the contenders for the tournament title. What do we see there in the draft? So Villese was starting the draft. He is the higher seed, so he can decide if he wants to be A or B. Once again, we are going to play best of 5. Players have 6 civilizations, starting with 2 bands first. So Villese banning Turks and Byzantines. Obviously Byzantines, really good civilization for DauT. DauT loves his Byzantine, so that makes a lot of sense. On the other hand, DauT banning Teutons and Malay. Alright. Villese starting with Burgundians. I think that's the best pick. No. I think Burgundians, Britons. Okay, I'm not sure which you should go for. DauT going Ethiopians, Britons. I really like that. I think that's a great choice. Villese Aztecs. Okay. Italians. High Italians, but I don't mind that. DauT Vietnamese Cumans. I don't really like Cumans there too much. Villese going Saracens, Portuguese. I can live with that. DauT going for Khmer Lithuanians. And Villese going for Malayans. Honestly, I feel like Villese's draft is a bit better in my books. However, for me, DauT's strongest civilizations are the top 3. Like Ethiopians, Britons, Vietnamese. He can really do well with all those 3. Cumans, I'm not sure that they are really that strong, especially if they are facing fast arbalest save, then I think Cumans should struggle. We will see how DauT wants to use them. Khmer, civilization that Villese won with against Stefan's Ethiopians. I guess DauT didn't want to play against Khmer in the Villese hands, but I'm not sure it's the great pick. And Lithuanians, I would say okay-ish. I guess that's fine. Villese on the other hand, Burgundians are great. Aztecs, Italians very solid. Portuguese, Saracens quite solid. I don't really like Malayans, you know that already, but other than that, I think his draft is quite good. Some civilization that we didn't see and we could. Burmese. Not really picked too much in the tournament, but I think we could definitely see Burmese being played a bit more. And then we have their Celts, also not picked too much, so I'm not surprised there. Franks, also not picked too much so far, but definitely civilization that could be picked there among those. Are we missing there something major? Malay was banned. Maya, a bit surprised that we don't see Maya too much. Other than that, a bit surprised that we don't see Spanish also. Most of the time we see Spanish in the drafts, sometimes even quite high. Other than that, nothing too special. No Vikings as well. Game is live now. Perfect. Let's jump into it. Let me talk with Terror if he is going to co-cast. Let's see what Terror says. If not, then we are going to co-cast. Maybe alone, maybe with someone. We will see about that. Matches. DauT. Here we go. And they started a minute ago, so we are perfectly on time. Let's do trade. Here we go. No Sicilians. No Koreans. Malayans versus Britons. Okay, I think, well, after all, it's not the worst for Villese, I believe. This is a civ win for Britons, like really major civ win. Maybe the biggest civ win that we will see today in the series. However, Britons are so much better than Malayans. It's not even fair. And yeah, I mean, after all, Villese is starting likely with his weakest civ in the draft, which doesn't make that much sense to me, but I guess his decision. He should likely lose that game. If he's losing it still, then DauT is using his Britons against it. So after all, DauT will use his Britons, Villese will use weak civilization, so losing there isn't the biggest deal, and Villese definitely will have chances to come back in the series. However, I think this will go very likely 1-0 in DauT's favor. Why are Vikings not picked often? I think Vikings aren't great. Vikings are struggling against onagers mainly. You know, with Vikings you mostly go for like champions or like Zergs or onagers or arbalest, and if opponent is going for onage or siege rams, and if opponent is going for onagers himself, then he's mostly defending against Vikings early on, and then you don't have the strongest army with Vikings. So Vikings aren't really that popular on Masters or like in Masters of Arena 6. Look at Terror. Asking him if we are going to co-cast. No, he's going alone. What is your favorite unit and why is it Elite Pedo? Elite Pedo, I love the unit. Elite Pedo are amazing. Bloodless, do you want to co-cast, by the way? If you want to co-cast, then we can do it. Whatever, I will be on my Discord. Whoever has the balls to co-cast with me, then you can join me on voice and we will do co-cast together. So far we didn't see anything extraordinary. 3 for Villese on wood makes a lot of sense with Malians. No doing other things. Okay. Yeah, I think seriously we will see high level series there between those two players. Like really high level. Obviously the winner will be in the semifinals, but for me will be among the top contenders for the tournament title. So yeah, I would say winner definitely, not saying that he will win in the semifinals, but definitely shouldn't be without chances there. DauT I expect 4 on wood. DauT is actually with 3 on wood as well. I guess that's fine. You can Arena, you can kind of mix in the BOs a bit more than on Arabia. Starting with 3 on wood, starting with 4, depends when you add the second lumber camp and such, but you can be absolutely fine with both openings there. So I don't mind either option so far. Plus already going for the 2 farms. Actually he will finish, I guess those 2 villages will go for the farms afterwards. That makes a lot of sense. Villese already learned his tiers, he is doing that really fast, generally on Arena. Other than that, Villese also still has 7 sheep left, which is really insane. And behind this, DauT is now getting some tiers for him, but he still has quite some sheep left as well. So both players did prefer to learn the tiers quite early instead of going for the scouting. But now they learned the tiers and they are going for the scouting right now, which is absolutely fine. Still we are 7 minutes in, so both players should be absolutely able to get like all the scouting information on the map that they would like to get, especially also because the map is a bit smaller, right? So especially the middle area, simply there is a bit more wood, players are starting closer to each other, so the most important area that you want to scout is the middle, and you should be absolutely able to do it that early on. Also, we didn't talk about the maps and relics yet. So far I'm saying Britons major sequence for them. Why? Because you can go for champions and you have better champions than Malians. It's simple as that. Yes, Malians do have pierce armor, but you have the +2 attack, which Malians don't have on their infantry. And if you have better champions than Malians, then you also have better eco. You should likely get more relics than Malians. After all, you can still switch into Arbalest, for example, so it's not like I'm going for champions, he's going for Meadows. That really won't work. So I think Britain simply starting with boom, you will also have way better boom than Malians, has to be said. And after all, you obviously shouldn't be behind going into early imp, and then if you just start with champions, you should be able to deal with the early mass. And then you can switch into range army behind to get the value and to be gold efficient. So this is why for me Britons are way better civilization. However, about the map, DauT has defensive stone. That's really important with Britons. You obviously want to get a couple of castles out for the War of all traps. Also, you have their forward gold spots, which isn't optimal for DauT, but I would still say his map isn't the worst. Especially like the gold spots aren't like here, where he will likely get pushed from if Villese will get to this position. Those gold spots are on the sides where they are not as exposed if they would be right in the front. So it's not the worst for him, and the relics are so much better for DauT, as you can see. I don't think that this is a matchup that will be too dependent on relics, but still, having 2 relics really close to him. One is kind of in the middle, it even feels. Maybe? Yeah, I would say it's really in the middle. One, again, better for DauT, and only 1 relic really close to Villese. So quite an advantage there in that regard for DauT. On the other hand, Villese, defensive stone, defensive gold, only forward extra gold. So Villese's map is really good, but I don't think it's that important because it's unlikely that Britons will be the aggressive save there. Okay, so we see 26+2 from both players. That makes also a lot of sense. And we see scout opening from Britons and scout opening from Malians. So far, very standard by both players. We could justify, or we could see our ballast or like crossbow opening from Britons, but I think scout opening also makes a lot of sense here. Will all of CL qualify for the open cap? You mean if the CL play? I don't know who's joining. We'll take a look after this series, mic'd. I'm not sure how many CL members are going to sign up there, and I'm not sure if there is, for example, high enough to qualify. If he's among the top 128, but I think he's likely there. I think he's likely there in the top 128. Basically, you have to say that it's starting on Friday, so some players might be struggling a bit to find the time there. Also, it's during the summer, so again, some players that would likely play otherwise might struggle to find the time, and therefore they won't play really. And I think this is the reason why there are, even though he's like 1900 now, might or even should get to the main event here. So I think you should be fine. Therefore, if what they are asking, if they will sign up, then they should likely get into the main event. Anyways, let's focus on this tournament because we have it right now, and this game should be quite good as well. Starting with the Scout War, which is going so much better for Villese. DauT already 20 HP down on a Scout. That's quite a major hit into his Scout protection. And he's now forced into playing some Spearman as well. And Villese is going there for Scout Spear as well, it seems to be. No, sorry. Villese isn't playing Spearman, which I like actually. Villese is going for full Light Gifts. Light Gift? Yeah, here we go. He's going for the Light Gifts right away. Not going for the Boso in the rather. So Villese going with, he's not going for Boso, but he's going for extra TC, Light Gift, and Monastery. Makes a lot of sense. And DauT is going for the Light Gifts as well. I think in this one, Spearman was kind of a reaction to losing that Scout fight, or like losing the HP on his Scout. So now he feels that he kind of needs 1 Scout behind this. Also, DauT doesn't have second TC yet. So I would say advantage for Villese so far regarding the opening. DauT went for 1 more unit, but simply the TC of Villese will be quite, well, actually won't be too huge difference. It'll be like 30 seconds 30 seconds or like 30% faster for Villese after all, so it really shouldn't be too major. We will now mainly see how the Scout War will go, but I simply feel like DauT should get this relic, should very likely get this relic, and I think he will even get this relic. So Villese, if he's getting 2 relics, I think he should be happy about this position. We could even get to a situation when DauT will have like 5 or like 4 or even 5 relics against Villese, especially Villese isn't focusing on that relic close to him. Villese still has their bit more now in this fight. There is still no, so it's just full Light Caps for both players, Monks and Light Caps. Basically this is very micro dependent. Villese going for the farming goal already. They're also going for the 30 TC faster, and Villese makes a lot of sense. Obviously Britons have the discount on the TCs. I mean, the same as Britons. The same as Malians, but the discount for Britons is way bigger there. Will DauT get a conversion? I mean Villese? No, he won't. And now he has to go back. I would say good fight for DauT overall. Snap the Monk and only lose one light give. I'm not sure he can commit. Okay, he cannot. He decided not to when there are those two spearmen. I'm not sure about the spearman addition at this point. Simply there are too many monks for the spearman to really work. But this is sloppy by DauT. There's a dead monk. And this is all of a sudden better fight for Villese. Nice micro there by him. Behind this, Villese with a bit more idle time than DauT. DauT with the free TCs already though, so DauT's eco will be quite better. Quite better than Villese, but not by too much. And we will see Villese still not getting relics. DauT already got 2. As we said, the relics were closer to him, but I would still say it's a bit sloppy by Villese to not get this relic by now. So, she'll advantage DauT. He has 3 relics guaranteed at this point. We will see if we will get this one. I would say he will likely lose the monk. So, yeah, Villese might not get this one, or very likely won't get it with this monk at least. Yeah, this monk is going to die before he will get the relic. And also he didn't take this relic, which DauT should now focus on. Yeah, so snap of a monk there. Really good fights so far for DauT. Although the kill to death ratio is quite similar, but simply DauT used more resources for the light gift production, which makes a lot of sense. He's Britons, he has more resources to work with. Britons can do anything. Well, oh, but Villese got this relic. That's nice for him. I think this is bit sloppy by DauT. He had the map control at this point, and he should likely get that relic. But after all, this is really good for Villese. Still getting the second relic when he could be easily 1 to 4 relics. I think he should be happy about that. Interesting play by DauT, going for the market. This generally means with DauT that he wants to buy stone for the extra TC. Obviously, Britons you can justify going for the 4th TC. We will see where DauT wants to place it. Here, okay. Not sure really. I think 4 TC makes sense there for DauT. If he wants to play champions, then I think 4 TC is absolutely fine. Don't really hate that. DauT has to be careful. This monk is likely going to die, and he will die right now. Yeah, the monk is dead. This is something, if there's monk that will snipe your units, going to defend your monk, then if you are always like, if there is monk behind the wall and some light caps, you cannot really do anything with the monk in front of the wall. Because opponent will always send his light caps in, and then when you want to save the monk sending your units in, he will start the conversion with the monk. So, DauT couldn't really do anything there, but he was annoying. He still kind of has the map control, although not really. Villese is adding some more army. Villese wants the map control. Interesting choice. And Villese is also going for the 4 TC. Slower than DauT. Also, DauT doesn't have wheelbarrow, but Villese does. Actually, the situation, even though when DauT had faster TCs, it's really even. DauT now going for the wheelbarrow, but Villese already has it. And this is because DauT has now 5 TC even, but he has also 1 minute of idle time extra over Villese. Regardless, DauT's boom will still be better. He still has 3 relics, which is another advantage for him, and the champion protection should also be better for him in that regard. Britain cavalry is bad. It is, but still, like your light caps are not great. You are lacking bloodlines, you don't have Hussar, but still to support your archers, they work really well. Or well enough given how strong your range army is, so it's bad, but still it makes sense for Britons to go for light caps. Even for cavaliers in some situations, but generally not really needed. And I do agree that Britons are so strong on arena. Likely I'm not sure about Burgundians. I think on Clown Arena Britons are better safe and likely the #1 safe. On normal arena I think maybe Burgundians are a bit better now. But I would definitely agree that they are really strong. Behind this, however, Villese faster to imp than DauT, which obviously is because DauT was going for the 5 TC. Going for the more TCs, what does it mean? Most of the time we want to be playing free TC on Arena. If you are going for 4 TC, that means that you will have obviously more villagers, but also it will delay your imp time. So this is why you don't see, even though when the players have the resources to make extra TCs, when they have the farming code to keep producing, this is why you generally don't want to see more than 4 TCs on Arena. Because yes, you will have better boom, you will have better eco, you will have better villager count, but opponent will likely put pressure on you then, and simply Arena is very positional map. So if you are losing the position, it doesn't really matter that you have 30 more villagers than opponent. So this is why, and this is what happened there. Villese spamming from only 4 TCs, DauT now going for the 5th one. DauT is slower to Castle Age, slower to imp, even though that he has the better eco and more income. DauT is starting with ranges. I don't like that. Villese is going for the Rexes. I like that. I mean, Villese will always go for Rexes there. What else would Villese ever do? I mean, technically he could be going for HC, but I feel like that's quite unlikely situation, honestly. HC would only work if you would expect opponent to play champs, and if opponent would be going for archers, then obviously HC are completely dead to them. So Malians almost always simply open champs, and Britons should just open their own champs. I don't like this by DauT. He still has good farm eco, and he's only starting with 3 ranges, so I mean if DauT will switch fast enough into champs, then I think his position isn't worse, but DauT needs to react very fast. Otherwise he's simply going to lose this game. So how do Brit Arbalest fire versus Malian champs? Well, Malian champs have 8 pierce armor. After all the upgrades, Britons Arbalest have 10. So 10 attack. So in the end you will do 2 damage per hit, which is not a lot. Let's put it simple. But Malian champs obviously still a champion, isn't a unit with the highest HP. So if you have the numbers, if you have, you know, for the Arbalest there, you can one-shot the champs and you can keep microing back. You have the room to micro back, then they will do good. But if you, that's the situation, right? On Arena, simply a lot of time you have to fight. You cannot give up the map control because you don't really have too much map there to fight for. The map is limited if we simplify it, and therefore, like, microing all the time against the champions will be efficient for you. But if you have to fight to defend your castles, for example, then you will take horrible engagements. So it's like, I cannot really say if they will work well or not. I don't like that Villese is going for kept ramps though. That doesn't make too much sense. I mean, I get that he wants to get inside, but... And still, is it now Rax and now more ranges? Is that a misclick Rax or is that misclick trench? I feel like DauT should be going full champs right now. But this is really good sniper, and this is sloppy by Villese to allow this to happen, but he will repair. Actually, you can repair this one. That's bad for Villese. He shouldn't allow this ever to happen. Yeah, don't get fooled by those fights all at this point. Villese simply doesn't have the numbers, and DauT has there lots of Arbalest. But in this stage, Arbalest are so much better. But Villese soon will have the resources to keep spamming champions forever, and then they will keep performing quite well against the Arbalest. So in those early fights, they are not doing the most, because you need to invest lots of food into upgrades and such, and Arbalest simply are easier to get. But once Villese gets all the updates that he can, and once he will get the spam from 10 Rexes, then I think DauT might be in trouble. But I feel like, on the other hand, Villese is kind of wasting their resources quite a bit. Those aren't the fight that he should be taking, those aren't units that should be going forward, ever. Like, Villese has 12 military, let's put it simple. Villese has 12 military, DauT has 55. You will never take good fights there. It's pretty simple. So, Villese just needs to mass his army. But then I think he can take good engagements, but not when he's losing his army like this. A bit surprised about Villese so far. Castle on the right side with 2 villagers. Not great. DauT is going for Werewolf. DauT is going for traps right away. I'm surprised that where are Villase's numbers? The Q that he has there isn't the sickest. He has 50 farmers, now he's hitting more. Oh, I mean, there's the thing though. Like, Villese will now get to 200 population. He doesn't need to fight now, like there are 2 traps. He's losing maybe some siege workshops, that really doesn't matter right now. The moment Villese gets to 200 population... Just please don't fight. Why? I don't think it makes sense there for Villese. Look, put it simple. DauT is 200 population. DauT's army won't be any stronger, you know, in 2 minutes, because he will still be at 200 population. You have 170 population, you can still make 30 more army, and then you can take so much better engagement. So why would you be fighting with this one? Doesn't make any sense. However, like, I wasn't happy with DauT opening with Arbalest, but this is the army composition that I wanted him to get in the long term. I would start with champions instead, which they should work really well for him as well. But then I would like him to switch into Arbalest. DauT is starting with Arbalest, now he's switching into champions. It will still be working against Malians. Now Villese is going for quite some siege. It doesn't... Why? Like, honestly, this is so sloppy. Well, all the respect to Villese, this is so sloppy to take those fights. Like, they are 60 Arbalest. What do you expect to get from this? I don't know if it's like impatience or whatever. I mean, now he's not taking the worst fight, but now he will lose his army and then DauT will again be pushing. Just like, get to your numbers. You don't need to hurry to push this one. If you have the time, and Villese had the time, he was losing their siege workshops and praxis. It doesn't matter. He had the time to get to 200 population here. And now the thing is, DauT is like late with the champions wage, but when he's getting there, the champions with all upgrades, he will perform real well against the army of Villese. Look at the kill to death ratio. This should like never happen in this matchup. Yeah, and now DauT is losing everything. He's going with the siege forward, and now the champions will just do the job. Not sure what was Villese doing here. Well, all of respect, playing sloppy this first game. And I mean, DauT is playing it as he should. I would likely go for 4 TC boom instead of 5, but DauT is playing it well. Yeah. Also, he was fortunate with the relic positions, so he didn't have to invest too much and got 3 relics, but still, that was, well, DauT played so much better game, even without, regardless of the relics. So. And this is like, again, why would we fight this one? Yeah, now, okay, now Villese was resigning, but Villese was constantly finding it like 165 population and DauT was 200. And also Villese has 140 villagers. So if you have 30 army and DauT has there 70 most of the time, then you won't take good trades. Like, but you don't need to fight. If you would have to fight, if Villese would be pushed there, if DauT would be pushing like area like here, I would say, okay, Villese has to be fighting. He should be taking the fights just to save his base. But Villese had all the time. And yeah, I don't really know what he was doing there. Whatever, it still was really good matchup for DauT. That has to be said, so don't really say, okay, DauT's playing so much better, DauT will win this series. Because DauT used his #1 civilization. No, actually #2 civilization. And Villese means sloppy play. Villese played amazing against Stefan, and I'm sure that he will be playing amazing as well in the next games. But I agree. I said it a couple of times. Villese was playing sloppy in this first game. Hopefully, it will be better for the next games. Looking forward to them. Well, still, I would again not even draft Malians. I would not pick them because I think the other five civilizations that you have left in your draft are better than Malians. Still, we have better civs left than DauT at this point. We have the Burgundians. Now, surely the best civilization that is available among the civilizations left, because Britain's is already used. Aztecs surely can beat any civilization, should beat Lithuanians very convincingly. So Aztecs still really strong. Italians, if you get them in good matchup versus Khmer versus Cumans versus Lithuanians, then Italians will be deadly. So if Villese, and it's likely, right? It's more likely that you get them in those matchups than getting them against Ethiopians, Vietnamese. So Italians should do the job here. Portuguese, Saracens, still 6 civilizations left. So I liked Villese's draft. I said I liked Villese's draft more, and I still do, but obviously he's 1-0 down. What is Villese trying to counter with Malians? Vietnamese maybe. Like Vietnamese would perform way worse than Britons against this. After all, Vietnamese have the same champs as Malians. I would still say that champs Arbals will win anything Malians can do, really, with Vietnamese, or like with a couple of bombard cannons at least, against potential siege. I don't know, I dislike Malians. Simple. Well, it's not like, oh, I will play bad civilization and DauT will pick one of his best civs, right? After all, still, it's not like Villese is now ahead because he used bad civilization and DauT used good civilization. If you still win, even if you use the best civilization in the game and opponent the worst, if you still win, it's you get the point. You achieved what you want with that civilization. Obviously, Villese isn't in too bad position because he still has great civilizations left. Would be a completely different situation if Villese would be losing there with Burgundians against those Britons. I agree with that one. But like, wasting opponent good civilization isn't to win if you lose the game after all. Why are Mayans bad on Arena? I wouldn't say that they are bad. Mayans do struggle against like champions or such type of unit and on nature compositions. Yeah, I would say they are above average, agreed. Mayans are good if you play them aggressive. The thing is that it's tricky to play Mayans aggressive. Like 1TC going for plumes that we saw in the past, then opponent is going for onagers and you will likely die. 2TC with some plumes, some eagles can work. If you get into boom position when the opponent is 200 population, you are 200 population, then Mayans army will likely be the weaker one. So that's the reason. Anyways, I will be right back, 1 minute, and then we will jump into game 2, which should happen soon. Hope I've made at least one viewer hungry right now. Okay, and they are in the second game, so let's jump into it. And I see they're really interesting matchup. So yeah, as I said, I think this is really interesting matchup. Burgundians versus Ethiopians. I would say advantage Burgundians for sure. I have to say that I tried to play shotless against Flemish Revolution and they didn't work for me. So I would be surprised if DauT is going to play shotless, or like I wouldn't be surprised if DauT is going to play shotless, but I would be surprised if they work for him. That's the first thing. This is we can simplify this game how to counter Flemish Revolution. Other things that Burgundians can do. Hand cannons, not really. You are not really countering much with hand cannons, like shotless basically. Helps still like hand cannons can work there, do some job for you with Burgundians. They are better than for other civs, but still I'm not sure that we will see too many hand cannons there for Villese. Other than that, you can play the Paladins or like Custelier. Obviously, Ethiopians is quite good against Nightlines. You have free pikemen, so the transition into halves is quite easier. Therefore, they shouldn't really work against Ethiopians. And we are basically left with the only strong play for Burgundians. Yet it's their biggest strength, the Flemish Revolution. We will see if DauT will be able to counter it here. That's basically what this game will be about, very likely. Yeah. Other than that, if we like, if the game goes behind Flemish Revolution, then Ethiopians do have better options. Arbalest, really good Arbalest. You have Halps and I don't know, Siege. All should be a bit better for Ethiopians there than for Burgundians. So we will see how it goes, but I wouldn't be surprised if in case Villese isn't winning the game with Flemish Revolution, then that he's losing the game. In fact. If it makes sense what I just said. We are seeing DauT going 27 with Ethiopian. 27 with Ethiopians is really light. Because you have plus 100 food, plus 100 gold for free when you are going to next age. Therefore, Ethiopians can, if you want to just go for boom, you can even go like 21 plus 2. DauT is going for 27 plus 2, which is like normal with civilizations that don't have any eco bonus. But Ethiopians, even if you're going for scouts, that's simply quite late. I'm a bit surprised about that. By DauT, I would say 26, maybe in 25 for scout should be the optimal play here. But well, DauT decides differently. DauT thinks differently. Villese is going for 26, which is again a bit surprising for me because on the other hand, Burgundians, you have to commit more into the eco bonuses. You still have to make horse collar in the arcade. Still have to make double bait. You kind of want to have both right away, so going for 26 means that you won't have the resources right away to get the eco bonuses in feudal age that you want to get. So I'm not sure that this is the optimal BO as well for Villese, but we will see about it. So far as you can see, no bow, so no heavy blow upgrades that he needs to do very soon. Okay, DauT is now, Villese is now up. We saw there 6 seconds of idle TC time so far. Not the worst, not the best. DauT with 2 seconds, bit cleaner for him there. And he's still one villager ahead of Villese, but obviously one villager slower to Gaslight than Villese is. Villese already going for heavy blow. As you can see, he's preferring to go for heavy blow. First of all, the upgrade takes quite some time to get, so you want to have it fast to start dropping the farms with heavy blow ASAP. And secondly, Boso, yeah, this is the reason, like, and then if you can make the farm eco, then you can afford the Boso as well. The reason would be otherwise he would now go for the heavy blow. He would start with Boso. Obviously his villages would be a bit more efficient on wood, but he would make the heavy blow afterwards, and then his farming would be even more delayed, which means that he would have delayed the scout production. So going for the heavy blow first makes a lot of sense here. However, I still think that he went a bit too fast for my taste, and therefore his bio isn't as optimal. But still, he's doing a good job, and we will see how it goes. What's the issue here though? Ethiopians free pikemen. Pikemen, I'm surprised that DauT is going for archers. Makes a bit more sense with his BO now, but I don't like the crossbow play, honestly. Crossbows kind of work nicely if you expect opponent to play lots of spearmen, but that's absolutely not the case with Burgundians. Burgundians will always go for only scouts and light gifts. Here we go. I'm not sure about the archer play really of DauT. Still going for monastery, standard. So it seems to be standard opening, except the DauT is going for archers, which I'm not a big fan of here. The thing is that you have free pikemen with Ethiopian, so going for scouts and pikemen makes a lot of sense here, and I think it would be a bit better than going for the archers. DauT 1 TCR ballast. Maybe actually. Villese going for the siege workshop very early. I like that reaction. Thing is, first with Burgundians, like we already said, many bonuses of them, right? Cheaper stable technologies really helps with the light cap technology, especially really helps with the husbandry. So this is one of the bonuses. Second bonus, Flemish Revolution, eco bonuses, Burgundians are insane. Another thing, going for the relics means that you will also be getting food and gold, which is huge bonus for your boom. You will realize that even if you are committing into light caps, for example with Burgundians and even something else, if you just get the relics fast, you can go up like 27 minutes, you can be up to imp behind this just because of the insane eco of Burgundians, and this is one part of it. Relics giving you food. Okay, what I don't like about the crossbow opening as well, you are lacking mobility here. So DauT went for the crossbows, he went for the fletching. First of all, one scorpion is kind of countering him. Second, you don't have the mobility to be sniping monks on the map. So as you can see, Villese already getting this one relic, which is really close to DauT. DauT so far getting one relic as well for him, so that's nice. But there's one close relic to Villese, one close relic to Villese. That's 2, 3, and 1 that Villese is taking right now. So Villese is kind of planning to get 4 relics out of this one. I would be surprised if he gets that, but still 2 or 3 relics should definitely be possible here. Villese is now going to lose the scorpion. Well, he won't if he will use this, if he will send the scorpion here, but he won't. Still killing him won't definitely good value. Villese will get this relic after all, got this relic as well. So now if he get this one and this one, he will be in 4 relics, which would be insane for him. Okay, he won't get this relic though, right now at least. Just like get close to your base, I think is the optimal play. Yeah. I mean, this relic is still going for Villese. And where is he sending monks? Oh, no, okay, he got this relic. I'm surprised that the monk is going this way, but I guess there was some weird pathing by him. Villese behind this is still ahead with the village account. He should make thing is that with Burgundians you mostly want to start with wheelbarrow right when he Gaslight. I'm not happy that Villese doesn't have wheelbarrow yet. It was like a bit of a mistake so far, but still not the worst. So one relic for now for DauT. This one won't happen because for Villese this one won't happen. DauT is countering this one. This one will happen, so it will be second relic for Villese, and the third one won't really happen as well. I think a bit sloppy there for Villese. Given that he got this first relic, I think getting the 3 relics like this one and this one would definitely be possible. So only getting 2 relics it seems. DauT is getting the second one, and DauT is likely going to get this one as well. But still, actually I like DauT's position. Villese's boom isn't too optimal. He added late TCs, he obviously was delayed with the Siege Workshop. 4 TC, 4-minute idle TC time. Villese not on 4th TC so far, which he wants to get with Breaking Dance. And he's losing there quite middle, quite convincingly. DauT is only 4 villages behind. Neither of them has wheelbarrow, but DauT has the map control. I like DauT's position, I have to say. I mean, the crossbow opening is working for him. I think it's quite because Villese misplayed this one. Especially like not getting... If Villese would get 3 relics and he would have bit cleaner castle, then I would say well done. Because he would get the 3 relics and more eco, this would be the most important thing for him. But simply Villese getting there only 2 relics, not having the map control and then having similar boom doesn't feel like optimal play, right? So it feels like he kind of traded there too many scorpions when he didn't need to. So some mistakes on his part in his game, and also he's just now going for wheelbarrow really light with Breaking Dance. Don't get me wrong, it's absolutely not a lost game at this point or anything. Villese is now going for... I would assume that Villese should start with skirmishes though. Like, we will see when DauT will be able to go up. DauT is going for the 1 TC2. Okay, DauT is going for the 5th TC again. I'm not sure about it, DauT. It feels like if Villese is going for the 4th TC, he will be way faster to aim, which he will be because you can see his resources also. DauT has only 28 farmers right now. DauT has 28 farmers and he's going for the 5 TCs. Villese has 40 farmers and he's going for 4 TCs. You can guess who will be way faster to aim. Does it not click? He's going... Okay, that's hand card for him. Does he? No, he has 2 buildings. I think Villese should be going aim already. This Lope, he most lacking some gold there. But he's still aiming way ahead of DauT, although his aim time isn't the sickest. That doesn't feel like Villese has his cleanest aim so far. Already 5 minutes of idle TC time. DauT is similar, but DauT was kind of focusing more on the micro in the middle. I like how DauT is playing so far, and it feels like he's playing way better than Villese at this point. Felt the same in the first game and now in the second game as well. Villese going for Cavaliers. I mean, that's fine, don't get me wrong. The thing is that if you are going for Cavaliers there, you will get the map control. I would likely prefer skirmishers. But if you are going for Cavaliers, you will get the map control. And then what you want to achieve, opponent is switching into like halves, and then you go for the Flemish Revolution. So I think that can work for Villese, but at the same time I think he should be on more TCs if that's his plan. Just going for Cavaliers isn't great, I believe. Yes, like, look what will happen now. You are going for Cavaliers, maybe even Paladins because it's cheap. You are going to kill that. Nice, all good. DauT is going for ranges. DauT doesn't put Villese on stable opening, which I guess credit to Villese. But so you will kill this, then DauT is setting halves, and then you will lose your paladin numbers. So I feel like in the long term, Villese has to be switching, or not even long term, in the short term, Villese has to be switching from his cavalry. And for that, I would say Flemish Revolution would be the best. And for that, he would need more TCs than 4, it feels. However, behind this, DauT would like edit more TCs. That DauT has 9 minutes of idle TC time. That's a lot at this point. Kind of feels like DauT stopped the boom at some point, or I don't know what was happening. So Villese is going for the armor. We will see Paladins soon. The thing is, when will DauT realize that he's playing versus Paladins? I think at this point he could be assuming that he's still playing versus Flemish Revolution. Although, if you would be, another thing though, if you would be playing versus Flemish Revolution, then most of the time opponent has insane score, because he's booming on 5, 6, 7, 8 TSC, so he's putting lots of farms, lots of villagers and such, and therefore his score is rising like crazy. So that's not the case here. Like Villese is playing there only on 4 TCs, and based on the score you can say that, we can guess that he's not going for Flemish Revolution. Anyways, this will be cleaned up. DauT still not switching into... Yeah, you can see DauT range. No, nothing with the racks. Siege workshops. DauT wants to be playing their full Arbalest and wants to get the trades. But Villese will... Thing is that Villese will completely clean that. But there's no follow-up for Villese behind this. Okay, this army is dead. This push is dead. The map control is for Villese now. Nice. DauT now going for lots of Raxes, I assume. Here we go. DauT going for the help upgrade right away. And yeah, and Villese doesn't have any siege, like he's getting this to map control. Thing is that with Burgundians you are not committing as much into cavalry simply because of the cheaper updates and such. But Villese is now going for ranges. I mean, Villese, there has to be Flemish Revolution. In part of the game, part of Villese's game in the future has to be Flemish Revolution. He cannot win the game, in my books, if he's not going for Flemish Revolution soon. And should Burgundians get the last wood and farm update? Depends. I do it generally mostly in Castle Age, late Castle Age, but it depends. But yeah, I would say on the way to aim actually makes a bit more sense. It depends on your resources. Like, it shouldn't really delay your aim. It's not too crucial to get the wood, to get the last farm. It's like great bonuses, but they are quite expensive for Castle Age. Okay, so Villese is going for skirmishes. Something I wanted him to open with. I think switching now to them makes a lot of sense as well. Thing is that I'm not sure that Villese has time for this, and I'm not sure that skirmishes will do the trick. Seriously, Villese is going for the cheap, for the significantly worse army than what DauT is doing. And it's not just about like straight up 1v1 fight, but simply DauT's army will be extremely cost efficient against what Villese is doing. Villese isn't switching into skirmishes even fast enough. They are already BBCs. I really like this DauT's position. I don't think that Villese has real chances anymore. I mean, he would if he's going for the Flemish Revolution soon, very very soon. What Villese should be doing still, the way I played Flemish Revolution: 4, 5 siege workshops, full BBCs, get there like 10 of them even, and then just make Flemish Revolution, go all in. I think if Villese sticks to this composition, skirmish paladins against arbalest, BBCs and halbs, then Villese is losing the game, trust me. He won't win the Flemish if he's like, oh, he's pushing into my base, okay, I do Flemish to save myself. That's not how it works on Arena. With Flemish you need to prepare your push with it. That's my good about Villese getting there some shots on the PPCs, that's really major. But see, this is what's happening, right? After all, the Arbas will get there some value, then the helps, well, you will have to fight the helps at some point. And okay, you will like have there quite some paladins left. You will clean that one, but simply in the long term you will be losing on the gold against what DauT is doing. There shouldn't be really losing his Arbalest. He just needs to keep spamming their helps. Skirmishes aren't the sickest units against helps. You know, especially Burgundian. Well, I mean Burgundian scrims I think are only lacking tamper, last armor. First of all, they are lacking tampering, I think. I think DauT's misplaying this one. DauT shouldn't be losing the. DauT should keep their ball of Arbalest. He doesn't need to fight with them. He just needs to have their helps in front. And as you can see, this is the mistake that DauT is not realizing as well. DauT is setting more Rexes. DauT just needs. That's literally the only thing that DauT needs. DauT just needs more Rexes. And then he's taking good trades against this. Thanks for the follow, guys. Oh, but nice kill there by Villese. I have to say that Villese is playing well with this composition. Like, well, I mean, with the microwires and such, he's taking better trades than he could be taking. However, still, like, trust me, once there's enough helps for how DauT on the field, especially with last armor, I mean, he has last armor, with the last attack, I mean, then he will be taking good trades. This is all because DauT is doing what Villese did in the last game. I mean, you don't really care about getting the help numbers because for the efficiency. You don't really care about cost efficiency with helps because it's such a cheap army. But you don't want to be fighting this right now. Villese has double the army and you are fighting this one, which means that you will lose the army, then Villese will keep pushing, and by the time you will mass the army it will be able to stop those numbers of Villese, he will push you more. So DauT needs to go back. DauT, once again, DauT isn't fighting. DauT will now lose some siege workshops. Whatever. Like, just get there 1 minute when you get the army numbers up, get there the help numbers, get their BBCs and Arbalests behind, and you will be taking good trades again. Because HC are doing lots of damage behind them, I have to say. I didn't expect that they would be performing like this. And this is really good cast by Villese. Yeah, okay, I kind of take it back what I said. It feels like it's looking quite good for Villese. Won game 1? Oh, I'm sorry, thanks, my bad. DauT won game 1. Forget about that one, thank you so much. Yeah, they're switching now to light caps, so he can do even Hussar with Burgundy, not with Burgundians, but I mean with Burgundians as well, but with Ethiopians. Not the sickest Hussars, but this is what I'm talking about. DauT is slow, like DauT is still more gold efficient than Villese. And Villese doesn't have that much gold left, you know, and when you are playing, well, he still has quite some, oh, this hurts. This is an army that should be here first of all, and it's also population that is kind of blocked for Villese. Yeah, what I want to say though, you cannot keep doing this for too long, playing the paladins. And once you are switching into trash, then DauT has the better army. So I feel like if DauT is holding this position, which seems to be very possible because he has no more numbers, then I think I'm liking his position more once again. Who are you rooting for? I have to say that I'm a bigger fan of Viper and Jordan than of DauT. I know that DauT has so many fans, and deserved. He's such an incredible guy, right? But yeah, sometimes I'm not really big fan of some parts of the game associated with DauT, like being constantly late, not really preparing so much, and such. So this is why DauT isn't my favorite player. With like all the respect, he's an amazing player. I kind of like Villese a bit more as a player, but it's all. I was really happy for DauT, for example, when he won Red Bull. Trust me, like I like DauT as well. I kind of like most of the top players, almost all of them. So it's not like I would be cheering for one or the another. I'm not even sure who will have better chances. I would say Villese might have better chances to win the tournament in like the quarterfinal and such. So maybe for that I'm maybe a bit cheering for more Villese to make it more interesting. And however, this is what I was talking about, right? This army is simply more efficient than Villese's army. Score is getting closer, Villese is losing. Villese is now forced to play skirmishes, Hussar, some Halp, some Paladins. Once you are out of the position when you cannot just keep doing Paladins forever because you don't have the gold anymore, all of a sudden you will be taking bad trades. Because Hussars will never do the job for you, especially if they are only... Like, Burgundy and Trash isn't great. And also I think Villese missed their... you can see what it means now. However, I think Villese missed their deposition where he should do Flemish Revolution. If you have the map control, if you are pushing, that's a perfect spot to switch into Flemish Revolution and get the kill. If you are behind, defending, not really sure it will happen. Especially Villese needs siege. He should mass some siege, he should get the armor. He definitely needs armor for his infantry, and then he needs to switch into Flemish. But he needs to do it fast, otherwise that will have too much control. Needs to push those buildings? Well, he needs Flemish, I think. It's pretty simple. And he has their 3 BBCs. I see he has their 2 traps. Armor, traps. Villese has the resources. Like, give me traps. Give me like 3-4 traps. Give me some more BPCs. Give me armor and go for the Flemish. Otherwise, Villese will lose this game very soon. Hey, it really is on a timer. Okay, now just take an armor. Are you hyped for a future tournament called Arzach Arena Invitational? I am Arzach. Just because of the name, I'm hyped. It doesn't really matter if there's like what level of players you have there, what the prize pool is. Just because of the name, I'm hyped for it. Oh, like... Why is Villese not playing with Flemish Revolution? This is the strongest thing you have in your arsenal as Burgundians, especially in some games, like especially against like Ethiopians. You need to play Flemish Revolution. I think his switch was light. I mean, if he would now have the armor, if he would have there 10 more, maybe like 20 more villagers, have there some more, and he has the resources for it. Trust me, if Villese would be doing different things 4 minutes ago, when he was fighting like here, armor, more traps, more BPCs, look, he has resources for everything. More villagers, Flemish, he could definitely win the game. Because DauT has their couple of arbalists, okay, but he's mainly playing there like Hussar. Hussar, or like Lightcav and Halps. So against this, Flemish would definitely work. And I'm not sure that you would win the game with Flemish because you would have to push lots of area to win the game. But I would say it would be definitely possible. But yeah, so 4 minutes ago, I would say Villese, if he would do this, he would likely win the game. But now, I kind of feel like it's too late, yeah. Right now, if he would start doing Flemish when he has 126 villagers, when he doesn't have the last armor, he would die. So, it's not like, oh, he should try Flemish, maybe it would work. It wouldn't at this point. If he would be switching into it 3 minutes ago, then it likely would, I believe. Anyways, this is 2-0 for DauT, and DauT is looking very dominant. Keep in mind that DauT won 3-0 against BacT in the first series, or like main event. So far DauT won in the main event 14 games and lost 0 exactly. Pretty insane score, and this is not looking good for Villese. I think this can go. This can finish very fast. Well, in the next game potentially. Still, Villese used his best civilization, aka Burgundians. DauT used his best civilization, aka Ethiopians. So this is not horrible. And Villese, if he would win that matchup, he would be definitely ahead in the series because he would be using this civilization while DauT would be already out of his top 2. So it would be 1-1. After the series, I would say advantage Villese. However, 2-0, that's not advantage Villese. Feels like DauT still has their Vietnamese, which can work well against most of the civs of Villese. And DauT is playing well with Vietnamese. Feels like Villese likely going for Aztecs. Aztecs, I would say the matchup that Villese wants is Aztecs versus Vietnamese right now. I feel it's kind of a win if you play the Aztecs well enough. We saw that matchup against DauT in the show match. We saw that matchup in my game versus Baborum. I think Aztecs shouldn't ever lose that matchup if you play them well. That doesn't feel like DauT is there a great save against Vietnamese. Against Aztecs. Lithuanians aren't great. Khmer maybe his best even against Aztecs, but doesn't feel like a good one. Yeah, I would say Aztecs should beat all those, seriously. Italians also like this is far from over. Yeah, I would say if Villese would be winning this one, I would say he would be in really good position because he can easily get no Italians. Like Italians would be amazing against those three saves, wouldn't be the greatest against those three saves. So now it's more and more likely that Italians will get their good matchup for them. Could be one game for Villese. Second game, Aztecs can beat any of those civilizations. And then we have their Portuguese Saracens versus definitely not over though. Like Villese still has the better matchups left in my books, but they started perfect. Yeah, let's jump into it. I mean, we are not missing too much in their early minutes, but yeah, let's jump into it. Oh, I'm still in that game. Can probably fast forward and building. Arzach and his I cannot rent on daily basis against Horn, but you can rent on daily basis against the arena meta. Arzach. Whatever, let's move on. So, score is to 0, as we said, matchups that, and this is a good matchup for DauT again. This is a good matchup for DauT, I think. It's not horrible, Saracens have chances. I think Saracens, trust me, this is a matchup where you should this is a matchup where you should be smashing. Saracens, first of all, Vietnamese don't have heresy, so that's a major thing. Saracens have amazing Monk Rush, and you should be smashing there. I gotta put it differently. I'm sad that Villese likely won't be smashing, but this is a sport where you should be going for Monk Rush, Siege Rush, go all in 1 TC. Every clown would sign that. Seriously, trust me. Like, the thing is that other than that, you will have tough time in the early imp, especially. Vietnamese are way better civilization in early imp. If you get it too late imp, then when Saracens can mix in Hussar, when they can mix in Siege Rams, then it's kind of even, although Ratans will likely still be the best unit in the game. So if it goes to early imp, Vietnamese advantage. If it goes to late imp, still Vietnamese advantage, I believe. Yeah, so this is why you should smash, but I'm afraid that Villese won't see the game as I do. Villese is not clown enough for smash, right? Very likely that he won't smash. Villese was not, well, this is like, how can you risk it or not risk it? It feels like Villese. On the other hand, you can put it that Villese can go all in, right? Because he lost first the game, so what he has there to lose? He's in a position where he has to risk. Depends how you put it. I mean, I do agree what you are saying, or like I do understand what you are saying, but it shouldn't be the reason, oh, I'm 2-0 down, I get a better start playing defensive, because that likely won't work there. Also, it's not a matchup for it. I think you are risking more by not. Agreed. I would say it's way more risky to not smash than smash. And this is a sport where you simply have to do it. Oh damn, well, unlikely that this will happen. I would love it. Trust me, I would love it. I feel late imp isn't where a lot. Well, yeah, but you can never get to MoA6 and SOs. That's impossible composition to get. Especially on Clown Arena. And even against that, you cannot be taking the worst trades. Like Vietnamese would be playing full halves, BBCs, and you can get their snipes on the SOs. You can get there lots of kills. You'll be always very gold efficient against this composition. So yeah, that's really not the spot. I mean, we saw games on Arena. Even in Masters of Arena 5, I remember some when Saracens got to MoA6 and SOs and they were winning civs like Mayans. So it's not impossible, but Vietnamese first have BBC, so they can push faster. Also, BBCs can work against SOs quite well, or especially against Onagers, but even versus SOs. Also, you didn't have the great unit against halves. I don't think that this is like the spot. Joshua for this unit composition. And Villese is going now on gold. He's going 26, 2 on gold. It's too many farms for smash. I am sad. I don't want to brag about myself or anything, but there should be a clown in the main event who would be smashing a lot, and I would be the guy doing that, because yeah, but simply it's not really Modric or running style lately, and the other clowns like Terrar who would be also aggressive enough to do that. Well, Terrar isn't really smashing either. So yeah, I can agree where, for me obviously this is enjoyable. Playing or like watching high level arena even when there is like scout spear meta. I enjoy to watch that, because I'm also looking forward to do a late imp. Arena is an amazing map regardless, so I like to do this. I would still prefer if there would be some variability in the openings. You don't really see it even on Clown Arena, which is different version than Arena. You don't really see the variability really in the openings. It's mostly Scout Spear, sadly. Scout and Scout. What? Okay. It's more interesting. I think we expected to see a stable instead of. Okay, I like where this is going. Yeah, this isn't looking the worst, I have to say. Rax now, alright. Yeah, so what I wanted to say though, to finish my sentence there, to finish my thought process, I can understand why for new people who are not too familiar with Arena, who are not like really enjoying the M games as much as I do, for example, I can see why they believe that Arena is always the same. It's not. Like, for example, remember Lords of the Arena, when I played versus Viper, it was insane series, and I was like smashing him, it was working against Viper, I won 3 games when they weren't really standard games there against him, and I think this was how Arena should be played. So yeah, I would like to see if that would be like the meta, seeing more aggression overall, but well, I already talked enough about it one. And well, let's say it's on stone with lots of villagers. I like what I'm seeing there, because we should see monks there from this. Oh, Villese not getting a hit. I don't know how that happened. You know, it's going for some spearmen now, scouts. Now it has no clue that he's not facing scouts so far. Like, you can use the spearmen against opponent spearmen, so it's not the, oh, opponent isn't going for scouts, spearmen are waste. It's not like that. Double. Give me one more, Villese. But yeah, this is what we want to see. This is what we like to see. This is what we are there for. I know I gained last 2 minutes, last 3 minutes. I gained a lot of respect for Villese for this one. But I think oh sorry. Let's focus on this game. I will check it afterwards. But this is important fight right now, which DauT is winning quite convincingly. Villese has to be careful there. Villese needs to get there the spearman numbers. Also, Villese was too late to gaslight for like the normal monk rush to work, but he's going for the second mining camp on gold as well. Villese going for the triple monastery. Let's go, Villese. I like this. I like it. What do you think about straight booming and ignoring relics in sync? Saving on ranks, stable and monastery gives you a massive eco boost. In some matchups, it's possible. We even saw it in Masters of Arena 6. We sometimes see it. I think in some matchups it makes actually lots of sense. Really depends, but it's not like something what's not played ever or something what's happening too often. Oh, Villese could get their conversion. DauT can go for the. I mean, Villese can go for this one. He needs to get his 2 monks. Quite some luck there, but there's a conversion, and there's lots of HP down there for those light guys. Villese still needs to get there the numbers fast enough. But DauT is only on 2 TC so far. Well, it's on 80 minutes, so no surprise. DauT only got 1 relic as well so far. So this can definitely work for Villese if he's getting there the push very soon. But he needs to get there the monk numbers, he needs to get there some more spearmen, and he needs to start pushing. This is the thing, like the monastery should be a bit more forward, Villese should be faster to cast late, and he should be pushing faster. This is why this push isn't working too well for him so far. However, it absolutely doesn't mean that the game is over. I mean, I think this can definitely work for Villese. We will see on how he will play it. Depends on the execution. Villese going with forward villager. This villager will make a siege workshop like here. What is DauT's direction for TC? DauT doesn't feel like he knows what this is going to go very aggressive against him. You should know that there's at least double monastery at this point. I'm not sure if DauT knows that he's playing versus this. However, we didn't talk about DauT's map so far. It's very good. So that's surely advantage for him. I would still say Villese can do it. Villese is now Def Zero Shop, not as forward. You want to be placing, you want to be more aggressive with the buildings, really. Villese also has resources for a castle. It's not the biggest thing, he can also sell those resources quite a bit. But you're gonna be pushing. Also, Ram, I think, well, 1 Ram is fine. We need to work afterwards. Or Atonement for Villese. They would absolutely cannot do this anymore with those monks. I like that move by Villese. Has to be more siege though. Villese needs to be pushing. You need to be pushing, you need to put the castle very soon forward. It's 12 villages ahead for DauT, something we would kind of expect. Given that he's on 3 TCs, Villese on only 1. And Villese isn't going anywhere, like Villese isn't adding TCs ever in this game. But that's the issue, right? You're going for defensive monasteries. I think you should be going with the castle inside. Oh, I mean, whatever. But yeah, defensive monasteries, defensive siege workshop, kind of. Which means that DauT will be all the time there with his light gas, and he will be just sniping. That's a bit sloppy there by Villese. Or like this is what I mean. I do understand that you didn't want to show him that you are going for triple monastery, but imagine if he would delete those walls and the triple monastery would be like here. He would have so much easier time, and the silver ship would be like here then. It is so much easier time to get the numbers nearby. So Villese so far not a single relic. That's quite major. They'll get 3 relics after all. Even actually no, DauT has 3 plus another 2, so DauT has 5 relics. Is even getting the relics in the back, and like that move a lot by DauT. And this is simply tricky for Villese. Villese will be faster to aim, but it's not by too much so far. I don't like Villese's position. This push was simply too slow, it feels. Villese should be clicking in very soon, but it will be like 30 seconds if he will have their 30-second advantage. He has 20 villages behind. He is 5 relics, well, maybe not 5. I see there 1 relic, 2nd relic, 3rd relic, 4th relic. I'm missing 1 relic, but whatever, still the relics are in DauT's favor. It's pretty simple. Also not taking care about this one either. And also Villese's imagine castle being like here now. Villese is 40 seconds faster. Oh, that was sloppy by Villese. Misclick there. So DauT will even get this relic, something he shouldn't be able to get. Oh yeah, so there's 3 relics, 4th relic, 5th relic. So DauT still 5 relics defensive, like that move a lot by him. DauT is still going for some more villagers. He's still queuing. He's not going for the wheelbarrow. DauT doesn't have too much eco. But Villese, okay, Villese's 2nd castle, very aggressive. I like that bit more now. Not too much on wood, but I would say enough. This push can work for Villese. This can absolutely work there for Villese. He's faster to aim. He has 2 castles versus 1 of DauT. I mean, DauT, I would say unlikely that he will go for the 2nd castle. DauT is going for university. DauT is now switching into the archers. Makes a lot of sense. DauT doesn't have sickest eco though. Like getting into massive fireballs will be very tricky for him. Villese will show good micro there. That's definitely possible. Once again, the issue is that he's not producing monks. He only has there 10 monks right now. He needs forward siege workshops. Oh, and he's going for Mamelukes. Alright. Okay. Trap, like that. Nice eco management by Villese. Too many Mamelukes for my taste. He would need like 2 there against those light guys, but whatever. Block printing for Villese will be tricky for him to get the upgrades. 2nd castle for DauT. Well, after all, DauT needs to save over, or let me put it this way. Villese doesn't care that he's going to lose his castles. What he only cares about is that DauT is losing his castles. If Villese would be like saving his castle here, that's not going to happen, but it would be amazing. However, it's still amazing for Villese if he's like only saving this castle, but he needs to kill both castles of DauT. That's for sure. I'd be so happy if Villese wins this game. First of all, we'll get more afterwards. Second, it will simply show that Smash is a very legit choice in some matchups. So that would be great. Okay, Villese needs to be careful there because DauT is going trap. Only 1 trap now, for now. Castle is going down for Villese. Castle is going down for DauT as well. The thing is that Villese needs to save his traps right now. And he needs to produce more. And he's losing a trap on like 80% here. That's bad. Yeah, Villese needs to save his traps now. I'm shaking for those traps. However, still 4 traps there. Oh no, he lost 1. Villese needs a 1 more trap. I'm not sure that he can repair this one. If DauT is losing that castle, Villese has chances to win this game. If DauT is saving the castle, he's definitely winning that game. But the castle should go down, right? 2k 5 HP, below 2k. Villese needs to keep preparing, and DauT needs some lucky shots. If they get their like connection of 2 free shots in the same time, then he's saving this and he's fine. Castle is going down. Yes, castle is going down. This is so huge for Villese. Now he can be pushing here. The score is quite close there, and if DauT is, Villese needs to still keep those traps alive. He has there 4. He cannot allow to lose all those traps. It's still the push that he needs there. Villese doesn't have there too much monk numbers though. I feel like DauT has there enough right now to stop it. Villese doesn't have there enough monks. There has to be so much more monks at this point than what Villese is showing. Like Villese got the important push here, but still, if Villese would have the 5 relics, it would be a different situation. But DauT has 5 relics, DauT has 15 more villages. DauT is just massing the crossbow numbers. Villese obviously playing 1 TC still. Oh, there's finally the monk production, but it feels like too late. There needs to be forward siege workshop. Forward monastery, I mean, by Villese. Okay, and they are now the arbalest. Villese needs to micro this one. And those traps are doing so much damage to Villese there. This seems like 3-0. Villese is going to lose those monks and the game is over right there. Whew. This is the thing, like you cannot play there, but DauT still has there enough numbers to push this one back. There need to be like 10 more monks for this to work. But Villese still playing with triple monastery home. There should be like 2 forward at this point. You should have all the villages. You don't need any farming go at this point. Just keep sending all the villages on gold. There should be forward monasteries, and it should be, yeah, there should be so much more monks. This is impossible to win with 10 monks. And Villese is going to lose the castle. DauT is still 15 villages ahead mainly. DauT has 5 relics. DauT is going to win this game. It was a real nice attempt by Villese. I like it. I think this is the correct strategy, but the incorrect execution, if you put it this way. With all the respect to Villese, Smash is a different thing, and you need to play it very clean to win the game. But then it can be really deadly. Villese still tried. However, this is 3-0 for DauT. Well, okay, so first of all, let's start about this game. Oh, I wanted more games, obviously, in this series, but, well, about this game, well played by DauT. DauT did exactly what he should, seriously. Like, getting the relics, DauT even got some benefits in the game that he shouldn't really get most of the time. What I mean benefits, relics, basically. If opponent is going for the monks, he's generally taking the map control really early with the monks, and you're never able to get 5 relics. And trust me, if you have 60 villagers, 5 relics is so, or DauT had those even before he had 60 villagers, so 5 relics was so major for DauT. At this point, if we can check here, let's see the achievements. This is it, right? At this point, 2k gold is insane for you. This simply means lots and lots of arbalasts, like 20 arbalasts there, even more, right? Arbalast gets like 70 resources, so that's like 30 arbalast, or like upgrades for those arbalasts and some. So this gold shouldn't ever be for the defensive player against Monk Rush, and it's mistake by Villese to allow this to happen, to allow DauT getting all 5 relics. Shouldn't happen. Why did it happen this way? Villese was defensive with the monasteries. The monasteries should be faster up. Villese should be faster up than 26+2. It's simply too late. Villese should have the monasteries like here. She should be more aggressive with them. He should be spamming more monks, simply. Forward castle was fine. Villese didn't have the greatest imp time though. But if you are not doing the damage in castle age, basically with Smash you have two options. You're either doing the damage in castle age, one possibility, or you are doing the damage in imp, because you will go for the faster imp time, we will go for the forward castle, and you are counting to use the two monks in imp. For that you obviously need to have clean BO, you need to be up way before your opponent. Such didn't really happen. Villese was only 40 seconds faster, and he didn't do any damage in castle age. So yeah, all those things adding up, plus DauT had amazing map that really helped him there, and allowed him to get a nice win there against Villese. So well played DauT.